Many people have a question. Is it possible to increase your balance enough to earn the average salary of a programmer in Germany in 1 month? If anyone doesn't know, the annual salary of a programmer there is $40,000-$60,000 per year. Per month, this is on average from $3,000 to $6,000. Today, we are trying to earn this amount. So write in the comments what goal you would like to set for us to earn. For example, the salary of Messi, Ronaldo or Elon Musk. Of course, it will be quite difficult, but we still try to earn at least some part of it. All your applications, write in the comments. Today, we will earn this amount using fairly simple indicators, such as balls and base power. Now we're in TradingView platform. We won't trade on it now, of course, so I'll just explain the tactics on this platform. Today we will trade on the pocket option. Its indicator is slightly different. Here we have this as a single bond, the base power, and on the pocket option, on the contrary, it is separate in detailed, but they have the same principles. And now I will tell you about this indicator. By the way, there are different videos, tips, tips in my Telegram channel. This is where the signal is especially popular. I send you a signal, open a trade up or down at some timing. You do it and just copy it. So just subscribe to my Telegram channel and copy my trades. Also, there are reviews that people have already copied, so I hope your review will be the next. And we're starting. Now we are on the trading view, but the trade we will go to the pocket option. Here we have the balls power indicator, and this is very important zero mark that signals that if we are below this mark, we are pairs power, which is in a downward trend. And if we are balls power, so there will be a high trend position. The principle of operation is quite simple. Where the moving line is directed, there the trend will be. Let's first look at the general indicator and its designation. Here are the balls indicator and base power. They work according to the same principle, only the base power works in relation to sellers, and this is downward, and the balls power works in relation to buyers. These are quite simple effective analysis that determine the mood of upward trend or downward trend in our market. The most important thing is to look where the indicator is posing and with what force. Moreover, in addition to the indicator, look at your technical analysis, which will strengthen our ability to analyze and give you calmness to close the transaction. But today we will be helped by the balls and pairs power indicator. If it is directed downwards accordingly, we see a downward there. Similarly, we see a down here, that was a rise. There was also a rise here, that was a down here. So everything is just quite simple. Regarding technical analysis, this is our level of resistance. Always highlight this. This is our level of resistance, and the level of support you can highlight as you wish. And we see such fluctuation have begun. Let's now quickly analyze this situation in even more detail. We have entered into some kind of consolidation where we are at the same level, but nevertheless we slowly begin to decline and we move in the upper position, then we move in the lower position, then we'll move in the lower position again, and then we see a jump down. There are only two possible outcomes here. Either we slightly break through the area of this support and we will reverse immediately, or we will continue to go down, and in this case we reach a global area of support. So this is all technical analysis, and by the way, according to the indicator we see the same thing. If we will zoom, we are also approaching a certain support area. There is also a support area and a resistance area. This will be decisive our step. This was a pretty easy explanation of the indicators. And let's go to the pocket option where we will start our trading using these indicators. I remind you, their indicator is a little different and more detailed, but the basics I usually explain on the trading view. Do not forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, like, write, comment, and the most important thing is the Telegram channel, where now I'll be conducting a trading session and immediately broadcasting it. Here we are on the first currency pair and open a downward trend and quickly start doing the technical analysis. Here we have overcome the resistance level a little and immediately begin to move to the lower position. Then we have overcome a little and immediately went down again, even though we have a green candle. Then we look at our bulls and bears power indicators, which are also both directed to the lower position, which corresponds to the general downward trend. Also, we see that the shadows are formed in the upper position. That is also a very important signal. So let's just watch our market. Our transaction is closed in a plus, and our profit amount is $83, exactly from the amount of our placed transaction. We leave the transaction amount the same and just move on to the next currency pair. Let's open an upward trade here and check the technical analysis. Where we have a general upward trend, there have been quite a lot of pullbacks, but now there won't be much pullbacks since our candles have a rather pleasant volume. You can also notice shadows in the lower position of the candles. They are formed precisely in the lower part rather in the top, which also strengthens our chance of a general upward trend according to the indicators. We also see that we have bulls in the upper position and bears is directed to the lower position, which shows the complete predominance of the bulls who are responsible for the upward trend. Let's now look at our market. And this transaction is closed in a plus, and our profit amounted to $73. And we're moving to the third currency pair, on which we will continue our trading session. We see that our market is quite cyclical, and we are globally downward trend, a globally upward trend. This would be a very big plus for opening further transaction if we traded with you not for minutes, but let's say for 10 minutes, for example. Here we see quite frequent pullbacks, and yet there is a risk since we started to see a swing, but on a 10-minute time frame, you wouldn't see much risk here. And here we see frequent rollbacks that indicates an early reversal. So let's do a little more analysis before moving on to the next currency pair, just for you to understand the assets. We had a very strong downward trend in this area where reversal tried to occur, but the reversal didn't happen, and it continued quite a strong downward trend in this section of our market. And the second, such fluctuations as were in the previous rotation, here the second began at the point, and accordingly we already had a reversal the second time again. So because of this reversal, we are opening our position now. But if you open in the long term, it may be worth opening a position for an increase, but here you still need to carry out additional analysis. When you carry out each analysis personally at your own time of transaction. For example, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 minute, an hour, 2 hours, or a day. In this video, I trade on a minute time frame and on a minute transactions, since I should show you a strategy based on these two indicators. And if I traded there for 2 or 3 hours, this video will be too long. While on a minute time frame, it's very convenient to show you this strategy. Meanwhile, we are moving to the next currency pair. Here we are opening an increase trade, where we see that a small swing has begun in this area. After this swing, we have almost reached a certain minimum of the support area. We even entered and overcame the previous one, and accordingly we began a reversal of the upper position. So we opened an increased deal again. You can see in the window of transactions a green arrow that corresponds to an increase. Then we look at the bulls and bears power indicators and see that bulls are now in a neutral state. The bears prevail due to these small pullbacks. So let's observe our market. So we can see that this transaction was closed in a plus, fortunately, and our profit is $75. Now our balance is $331, and we are moving to the fourth currency pair. Here we open the pair for an increase again. He can see some kind of consolidation. Thus, in this consolidation, we have recently reached a certain minimum. Thereby, we will move up to a certain maximum, to this upper line of this rectangle. This is the first factor in opening our trade for increase. And the second one is this section, which is also moving towards upward trend. If we look at the indicators of both bulls and bears power, we see bulls power looks a little up and bears power looks strongly up. So those two indicators are predominant, and both are in the upper position where we opened our trade. And excellent, the deal closed in the plus with profit of $74. And one important thing for beginners, the higher the percentage of payouts, the better. Since the trading day is ending soon, we are trading so far at such percentage payouts. We see the indicators look quite nicely. They are quite easy to navigate, and the ascent is who is directed to the top position is the one that prevails. If two indicators are directed in the same direction, often you need to open a deal into the same direction. So we're moving to the fifth currency pair, and here we open a downward trend and proceed to technical analysis. You will ask me, why did we open on the downside if we're going up? So the first thing is that the last red candles has become more frequent. That's why some kind of consolidation can be. So the trend is slowing down more to the lower position, and according to the indicators, we see that bulls power inferior to the bears in the market. So the bears are predominant and red downward candles too. Let's watch our market. And good job. This deal closed in a positive profit of $78. And by the way, at the balance, we see that we already have $483. So we fulfilled our goal to increase the balance by 5 or more times. But of course, we are not finishing now. Now we are moving again to the first currency pair in order to increase our balance again. And the amount of our transaction remains exactly $100. Let's open a trade for an increase here and immediately quickly begin our technical analysis. So the first thing we see is that we have started to see a swing. Due to these swings, we have reached some minimum, and therefore we have this reversal. This is the first signal in opening a position for increase, and then we look at the bulls and bears power indicator. Accordingly, they're already starting to level off in a slightly upper position, which also says about opening an increase trade. Let's watch the chart just to So this trade is also closed in plus with $83. Congratulations. And now our balance is $566. Good. Meanwhile, we will quickly move to the next currency pair. Here we again on our second currency pair, and we open a downward trade. We see 3 new switches appear, which indicates that our trend is reversing. Also, shadows are more in the upper position, and it gives a plus in the opening for decrease. Then we look at our pulse and burst power indicators, which are in the lower position, so we open the deal correctly. Let's watch too. Yes, this deal closed in plus profit, and we have $73. Let's move on to the 8th currency pair. Perhaps this will be our last currency pair where we will trade. Let's open a trade here for an increase. We have a general downward trend, but we have reached a certain minimum, and it is more likely that there will be at least a small reversal now. We see that the bears are looking up and bulls are already practically looking up, so the situation is changing to an upward trend. Let's look behind our chart. Excellent. The deal is also closed in the plus, and our profit was $75 and our balance is $714. Let's go over the general analysis of the market again so that you understand the general essence. The global market is going down. If we opened longer term trades, it would be more logical to open down trade. But if we look at the general market, we see a general downturn. We will still move on to the last currency pair of our trend session. Let's increase the amount of our traders up to $450 and move to the next currency pair. Let's open an increase trade here with you and start technical analysis, of course. The moment we can observe that we have achieved some kind of stopping of our trend, so it is a reversal. If we had a downward trend, the reversal will be an upward trend. So we open our trade. The bears have already headed into upper position, and the bulls we will also do. Let's watch our market. This deal is closing a plus, and our profit is $333. Very great number. So, dear traders, I think this will be our last today's transaction. Today we had 9 currency pairs, and our initial balance was $100. We multiplied it more than 10 times, and now we had a $1,047. Today we traded on the Pocket Option broker trading platform. Write in your reasons. How do you choose your broker? This is very interesting for me and for the viewers, I think. I remind that all the transactions are published in my Telegram channel. Also, there are a lot of reviews. You can write me in private messages and can be my next review on the next video. Don't forget about the YouTube channel, like, subscribe, comment. Today we traded on pocket option on currency pairs. Remember about the percentage of payouts. I remind you, especially for beginners, trade 10, 15 or 20% maximum of your balance. And today we use the bulls and burst power indicators, and we work for us at 100%. Let me remind you that the goal was $500 plus from $100. We had successfully completed this goal on this aspect, and now I'm finishing. Thanks for the watching. Subscribe to Telegram and my YouTube channel. Bye everyone, thank you so much.